They were they were begging for more, so I'm going to give it to them. Okay. So it's a theory. I was watching some theories of everything, and wow, there were some dimensions that were coming together, and one is that string theory, whether it's true or not for infinity, and as a theory of everything, can be there can be parts of where the strings do come out is fractally, in the focus. You can zoom in on what you're focusing in on, and with electron microscopes, you're like here, and you're still getting closer and closer and closer. Um, but with the fractal nature of everything, we will never find a Planck length. There'll always be deeper and deeper complexities with rules of engagement of energy. Of when it's like this, it's small and it's short and it seems like a snap of a moment, but it's not. It's a series of fractal. You can focus in and get that. So the string theory can come in really handy with DNA. Like, we have the DNA and they connect to each other and they connect to themselves, kind of. And when they do connect to themselves, they become a string. And then it matters. Uh, so this is further going into the fullness of the idea that that's not what I'm talking about. Is not string theory. It's DNA, and if they come and connect, do they connect? Like there'll be a string. It'll come around and attach to itself like an orbit or like a string coming together. And if it has the right electromagnetic thing, it'll click. So my theory is it might click this way and it might click this way. And if it clicks one way or the other, it makes the huge, huge difference, because a person whose DNA reconnected in a way that was even, then it would be like it would be like a ribbon that was non-Mobius stripped. And then if it was like this, it would be Mobius stripped. So depending on that, if a person is Mobius stripped, they don't have good or bad. They just have, they don't have an inside and an outside, because it flips, and they're always on the same side. Even though it looks to someone who focuses in that there's a top and a bottom, it's really not, because as they go along, it eventually flips and it's the same thing. So they wouldn't have a good or a bad. They would have a good bad. And whereas people come to like this, they know what's good and what's bad. And that's why these people can't really comprehend each other, because one person attached their identity, uh, knowing and having obvious experiential continual thing of good and bad, while the other person is talking about, don't you see that it's all the same thing? And they're saying, no, it's good and bad. But the people with the DNA like this, the odd side, they just see that it's all the same. That those people their experience will never agree unless uh, if they're just going to look at each other and go, why, how can you even imagine that there's a good side and a bad side? It's all the same. But no, they're attached this way. It's all straight. Men and women, it's only the way it is. It's all I see is this constant dichotomy. Anyway, so there's 6.5 minutes.